Hi there, I'm Chef Ann Burrell, and today we are making braised chicken thighs with pomegranate molasses. So I have my chicken thighs that are out. I have patted them dry, and then we salt them generously. Now, when people see me do this with salt, they're like, oh my God, look how much salt she's using. Salt makes food taste good. If you don't cook with salt, you're never gonna be a good cook. Did I say that? Did I jump right out there and do it? I sure did. So I've got my chicken thighs that I salted generously on one side. I'm going to turn them over, salt generously on the other side. But while I'm doing this, I'm going to heat up my pan with some extra virgin olive oil. And we're gonna start to bring the magic. We're gonna give a couple of garlic cloves. So I like to just whack my garlic cloves. Look at that. It takes the skin right off. And we put the skins in our thank you for coming bowl. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Now this is where we add the love into the dish. It's like this. This is how this goes. Right here with the palm of your hand. Do that. I love that. Make sure you add the love into your chicken thighs too. There we go. We add it into our pan while the pan is still cold. We do this to sort of perfume the oil. We just let the garlic hang out in the pan, and we like a little spicy stuff, so a little tiny pinch of crushed red pepper. So we're gonna let this oil heat up as we start to smell our garlic. That's like a chef facial right there, let me tell you. As this starts to heat up and we see that the garlic is turning golden, not brown, but golden, then we take it out and we say, thank you for coming, garlic. You've fulfilled your garlic destiny. We're gonna brown our chicken thighs. You know what we say about brown food around here, right? Brown food tastes good. This is not a step in which to rush or skimp. You really want to develop a good brown crust on both sides of your chicken. So we're gonna work in batches here. I'm gonna do 4 chicken thighs at a time. I'm going to make sure that plenty of steam can escape. If the steam can't escape, what's happening is we're steaming our chicken rather than browning it. Think about, when we're thinking about the world of brown food, think about toast. I always say toast is the most flavorful one step before it's burnt. So I would say in the world of our chicken skin, we're kind of looking for what I like to call the burnt toast phase. Now, we want to make sure that our pan is hot enough and that we hear a rambunctious applause. Ah! All right, that seems pretty hot to me. And you see immediately that chicken starts to firm up. Look at that, look at, whoop. That's how we know our pan is hot enough. You shake your pan. A lot of times chicken skin will want to stick to that bottom of the pan. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in my career sticking chicken skin or fish skin to the bottom of a pan. It will win every time. If your pan's not hot enough, it will win. So see, look, it will unstick itself when it's ready. Now, we check this out. Is that brown food? Hell no, no way. That's not brown food. So what do? We wait. So this is the step, though, that we absolutely do not want to rush. If you feel like your pan is smoking too much, or it's getting away from you, or it's burning, or whatever, turn it down. Pans, these burners are just for a reason. So I have some thyme that we're gonna use for our sauce in a little bit, and we're gonna make a thyme bundle. So we just take string and wrap it up like that. I mean, thyme smells so delightful and fresh and sort of, it brings a beautiful freshness to our dish, but we look at these little teeny leaves. I mean, I don't have time to pick thyme leaves. No way, nobody does. So if we make a thyme bundle, we can add it into our dish. The little leaves will flutter themselves off. It's kind of self-picking. And then we can just do easy thyme bundle removal later on. And look at that, easy peasy piece of cake. So we're browning them here. We're gonna finish cooking them all the way through in the oven. We're gonna build the sauce in the pan, and then we're going to return the chicken to the pan to kind of get them all nice and glazy, coaty in that pomegranate molasses deliciousness. All right, this is the time when we're like, as cooks, we're like, what should I do? What should I do? Leave them alone. Like, walk away for a second. Don't love your thighs too much. See, I'm loving my thighs too much. I have to walk away. So I have these guys ready over here. In the meantime, let's just finish working on some mise en place. So I have some chives that I'm going to use to finish my dish at the end. I love a little green deliciousness, a little gratuitous green. And in the meantime, I can pop back over here. Oh, now that is what I'm talking about. Look at those thighs. Hello, beautiful thighs. All right, we brown them on the bottom. All right, I might go ahead and add another one in there. Maybe one in the middle. But I'm making sure to take care that the steam can escape outside from around the sides of my thighs, because that will help our chicken thighs get beautifully brown and crispy and not just steamy. And nobody likes a flabby, flaccid chicken skin. All right, I have a little bowl in which to put my beautifully chopped chives. Take a little look over here. All right, good things happening, but we're not quite there yet. So all told, this browning of the chicken thighs, it's about 10 to 12 minutes. So take your time and really achieve brown food. This is where the depth of flavor is going to come. I can't stress that to you enough. Meanwhile, I'm going to use a couple more garlic cloves to build my sauce, so let's get those ready. I love a good mise en place. I'm telling you, in your kitchen, if you trust the mise en place process, it makes cooking so much more enjoyable and fun, and so much less stress is involved. Look, neat, organized, and when you're done with stuff, we can just say, let's clean as we go. So we can finish up, we'll have a beautiful dinner, and we will not have a mound of dishes in the sink. All right, brown food we have achieved on my first batch of chicken thighs. Look at that, brown food tastes good. So let me get the rest in my pan. There we go. Now, if you see a pan, if your pan starts to get really full of oil, let's go ahead and ditch some of that excess oil. You can put that right in your thank you for coming. There we go. If you have too much oil in your pan, it will prevent your chicken thighs from browning. I mean, that doesn't just work with chicken thighs, that's pretty much anything. If there's too much oil in there, instead of browning, it will just like things will just take much, much longer. All right, anything that has raw chicken on it, we get rid of it immediately. And it's also, when you are dealing with chicken, I cannot stress to you enough, wash your hands, wash your hands. If you think you've touched raw chicken with your hands, before you go touch anything else, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. See, look at beautiful things happening here yet again. All right, also part of my mise en place that I have 1 cup of chicken stock and 1 cup of pomegranate molasses. Everything is at ease. My fingertips, it's all right here. Look at, I'm making dinner for 4 people and I'm not even stressed out about it, and neither will you be. I'm walking away from my thighs. I'm not loving them too much. This is like, you know, at your house when we're cooking together, you and me, this is when we can start drinking wine. Delicious. All right, We are achieving some brown food. Oh, look at that, gorgeous, nice thighs. And then we're gonna pop these babies in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes until they're cooked all the way through. While that's happening, we're going to build our sauce. There we go. We'll see you little babies in 10 to 12 minutes. All right, in the meantime, let's talk about what's going on in our pan. So we have a little bit of oil in there. We're gonna ditch all of that oil. Now, we're gonna look at the crud that is in the bottom of our pan. This stuff, the technical term for it is called fond. It's a French word that means bottom, but we see this is brown food right here. This tastes delicious. Let's not lose that. So we're gonna add just a couple drops of new oil. We're gonna add our garlic cloves. Remember, that love, start to smell that. And we're gonna add about half of our chicken stock. And half of our pomegranate molasses. Now what we're doing here, look at that's nice and syrupy. It's really beautifully acidic. So, I mean, pomegranate molasses is just pomegranate juice that's been reduced. You could make your own pomegranate molasses if you want, or you can buy it. But we're adding liquid to this pan, and what we're doing is scraping the crud, all that brown food, off the bottom of the pan. That's really beautiful, brown, chickeny flavored stuff that we want in our sauce. We're throwing in our thyme bundle for a lovely bit of freshness, but if the crud on the bottom of your pan has gone from brown to black, it's burned, and we can never make a sauce using that burned crud on the bottom of the pan because our sauce will just taste bitter. We're gonna add a little salt in there. So look, I see this cooking down and I see it getting nice and sort of syrupy looking. So when my chicken thighs come out of the oven, we're going to return it to this pan, and so they get like sort of syrupy and glazy and saucy. Once we see things really nice and syrupy, then we're gonna add the rest of our chicken stock and the rest of our pomegranate molasses. We add these in stages, so it will cook down to a nice, like very thick, syrupy, something that's going to coat our chicken thighs. If we just add it all in at the beginning and just try to boil it down, it will take forever. You will run out of patience, and you will never get the thickness or the richness of the sauce that you're looking for. So it's a little bit of a dance we have to do. We add liquid and reduce. We add liquid and reduce. That's the way it rolls, okay? There we go. We've added liquid, now we're reducing. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give it a taste. Why? Because food should taste good, and we don't know if it tastes good if we don't taste it. So, it tastes pretty good, but it can taste a little bit better. All right, just little pinches of salt I'm using. I'm not going hog wild with salt, just little pinches of salt every step of the way. That is good. My mouth is watering from the bright, fruity acidity, plus that nice chickeny deliciousness in my sauce. So, hello, my beautiful chicken thighs. Don't you look nice? Let's take our thyme bundle and our garlic cloves out of our sauce. Look at, we leave them big for easy removal. We're going to add our chicken thighs right back into our sauce, and we're gonna cook this down till it gets really nice and syrupy. Oh, yes. So we give it a shake to really let that sauce cover our thighs. Now, let's take a little look-see here. What is that? That's brown food. Look at, that's more crud. Let's use that. Grab a little bit of water, put it right on your tray. You can scrape the crud right off. Get all that delicious flavor, why not, huh? And we're gonna add that. Oh, look at that. It's like we made our own little chicken stock right there. So we let this cook around. Yes, hello, beautifuls. Turn that over. We're just gonna let this sauce reduce around our chicken. So we see how the bubbles are going here. They're starting to look thicker. They're starting to look much more syrupy. I've got my garnishes ready. I've got my pomegranate seeds that I took out of the pomegranate. I have my beautifully chopped chives. Let's get a platter so we can plate this baby. So, sauce is really looking beautifully thick and bubbly. So the thing about plating, you know, it is free to plate beautifully. So if you want to make a nice dinner for your family, go ahead, but make sure when you plate it, like if you have any little drips on the side of your plate, go ahead and just clean them up, wipe them off. We do that in a restaurant. Do it for your family. Those little details make the world of difference. All right, so my sauce is at a great thickness, so I'm gonna turn this off. All right, there we go. There we go, just a little bit on top of everybody. There you go. And your plate looks so much neater and much more professional. Look at this. Little chives, little pomegranate action, little pomegranate seeds. Look at that beautiful baby. And I'm saying, I'm ready to dig right in. And I'm gonna do so right now. Come to me, you beautiful thigh. That is some kickin' chicken. It's juicy, it's got plenty of flavor. It's tart from the pomegranate molasses, but it has that nice little fresh poke from the chives and the thyme. You feel a little bit of garlic. There's a lot going on in this one little piece of chicken that was very easy and winds up to be a pretty elegant dish. You can do this at home just like I did it here. It's you and me together. We got it. Enjoy that chicken dinner.